Hello, hello, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. Who all's here? Is my wife in there? Hey, wife, how are you? Maisie said to me last night, she goes, Mama listens to your show sometimes. Downstairs and all the way upstairs, I can hear you both screaming.
Why are you screaming?
Yeah, she's like, why are you screaming? Can you hear? Does everything sound okay to you today? Hello, hello. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Check, check. Hey, 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 hey. All right. Yeah, she's like, I hear you screaming down there. It's not even that good. Oh shit! I don't have the thing. All right. Well, we're just gonna run it like that then. Sorry. Okay, let's warm up. Sabrina wants to know if she can come in and plug her comedy show.
Yeah.
She can either do something before 10:30 or after 3 or Zoom. So I'll get with you later. And
Yeah, 10:30 will work.
Yeah, we
even
can,
10 a.m. will
yeah,
work.
we can do something quick with her.
When is it?
The 23rd, I believe.
Yeah. We got time next week.
Yeah, we didn't because we were stacking everything. Oh, and here's the topic for warm-up. They charged me $46 for shipping those goddamn peanuts.
Yeah, it's a weight.
Oh, my God. They can't be that heavy, though.
25 pounds, you know.
It costs $50 to send 25 pounds? I guess it does. That's now that I'm saying it.
Yeah, that's where they get you, the goddamn weight.
It's, this thing isn't working.
Maybe I can grow my own peanuts in my backyard.
Up in Central Florida, they have rows and rows of peanuts that are supposed to be some of the best in the world. Up in Williston, you ever heard of Williston?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And in that area, I got a peanut email. We'll get to. We'll talk about it. All right.
Is that near Waldo, Florida?
Might be.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
You want to start?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. And 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. Come hang out with us. Just search for @TomandDan Live. There's tons of cartoons on there, videos on there, stuff out on location, recaps of events that we've done over the past 15, 20 years.
Speaking of events,
yeah.
We have our big Sanford events coming up the weekend before Thanksgiving, November 22nd, November 23rd. That's the Bad Business Beer Fest, free beer fest. We've got live music, tons of different craft breweries, some THC beverages now
some
that are popping up.
Vendors will be out there wandering
Tons
around.
of it, A lot of our sponsors are going out, and it's
latex
free.
body painting.
Yeah, first.
I lied. I don't know if that's there.
We should do that.
Would Sanford allow? Because that inches into Booze Fest when you have the latex body painting.
I think they don't care anymore.
Okay,
They went
all right.
from like, whoa, you don't want that, then full-on booze.
Yeah, latex body painting.
Yeah.
Is that even in anymore?
Someone got some money transferred around something.
Yeah, something happened. Yeah, something got
I
greased.
know where the money.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're like, you changed your tune.
Yeah.
Money. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
But
We don't know.
But I do know.
But
actually.
latex body painting. Back to it.
Yeah.
You know what's wrong with latex body painting?
Yeah.
They really cake on the latex over the nipples. They make it smooth.
That's because they're like, hey, this isn't about nudity. This is about art. And then we're
but
like,
you're lying.
Yeah.
It's always
I wanna see
everything's
the
about
nipples.
nudity.
I want a thin layer of paint where it's almost.
You should put it like
It doesn't even matter. It's like, oh, I'm looking at a nude woman.
Look, it's a blue nipple.
Yeah.
Look, a purple nipple.
Anyway,
I didn't mean to go down that road. Let's go down a different road.
Okay.
Let's talk about dumb old man singer Rod Stewart. You're a Rod Stewart fan. You love Rod Stewart. No, I'm kidding. But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Rod Stewart is a legendary singer, and he's British also, much like Ozzy Osbourne. And he's Rod Stewart's sort of in the hot seat now.
Was he the artist that claimed to do a little bit of heroin for an insane amount of time?
No,
Okay.
I think that's Keith Richards.
Keith Richards.
Yeah. But you know what? I think they're friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is Keith Richards.
Hold on.
Yeah,
You know what? I'm gonna give you a half point there because it's still dumb old man.
Okay.
This is Daniel's dumb old man news. So Rod's in a little bit of trouble now because at his Charlotte concert on July 29th, he dedicated the song "Forever Young."
Okay.
Forever young. You know that song, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
a hold on. I gotta give the listeners. Forever young. This song. This is one of those songs that you'll be listening to it, and you'll think of like your kids, and it'll make you cry. Down every road you roam.
This will play at our funeral if we ever die, and your Tesla drives us off a cliff. We're doing our podcast.
Highly likely.
And then they show.
It'll be digital Thelma and Louise.
They show pictures.
But I'd like to think that we're both, 69 in each other as we're going over because we know we need one less. We need a little sex before we go out. I'm getting some before I go out, buddy. So you better fight me off as we're flying through the air. So anyway, back to Rod Stewart and why he's in trouble. So he's playing the song Forever Young, the song that we just heard. He's dedicating it to none other than his friend that has recently passed away. Ozzy Osbourne. The world is, we had him. He did the concert 2 weeks later. He's in the ground.
Well, he wasn't forever young, Rod. No. He's dead now.
So
because he got old, just like you.
Rod's
it's almost weird that you're singing Forever Young because you look like a skeleton.
So Ozzy had just died days earlier. So Rod and his team displayed AI-generated video of Ozzy Osbourne in heaven snapping selfies
with Hulk Hogan. I've seen that.
Well, it wasn't with Hulk Hogan. But what his team tried to do is they tried to make it so and how anybody could think that this is a respectful idea in any way, shape, or form blows my mind.
I see it on Facebook, and it is
But it's to goof. It's a troll. This is not something you would ever do to be respectful to the deceased.
Yeah.
But anyway, so his team created these AI videos of him snapping photos, like putting his arm around Michael Jackson, Tina Turner, Freddie Mercury, Kurt Cobain, Bob Marley, Tupac, Aaliyah, Salon, whatever the guy is.
Yeah.
It's
a bunch of dead celebrities.
But some of them are weird. Like some of them are people that he'd be like, who the hell is it? What are you doing?
Yeah, Michael Jackson. Ozzy knew what he did. Anyway, it's
but I love
cheesy.
a dumb old man trying to use technology. Use AI. Don't use AI.
I blame his technical team and his people for this because I feel like Rod Stewart, he wasn't directly involved in this maybe, but if he was,
That's why you get a lot of this though, right?
Yeah.
Because
that is corny, cheesy BS.
And some of the fans' reactions were, quote, it was man-made horrors behind my comprehension. One person said.
Yeah.
One person was quoted as saying, "That's the craziest, most disrespectful S I've ever seen." And then somebody said, and this is a weird one, somebody said, Prince was 100% against this type of technology, very much so in poor taste. But then didn't we use a hologram of Prince at the Super Bowl at one point? So was he against that type of technology? And he probably would have downvoted the hologram, right? I think you guys better get your story straight.
Yeah, well, they're just doing it for money. They're just like, put the AI of Ozzy hugging Hulk Hogan
How
now.
does that
They're
make
both
your
dead.
concert any better, though? You go to see Rod Stewart, and then,
Dude, there are some tone-deaf people that just want... I think it's laziness mixed with people that are like, just put...
Yeah, it's the latest thing. You just do AI Ozzy hugging Kurt Cobain. It's fine.
I see it on Facebook all the time, so people must like it. Which is kind of true because when you see it on your feed, it means that...
You're interacting with it. No, liking and interacting are now the same thing.
Yeah. Or someone's looking at it long enough. I don't know.
If
whatever
you
the hell.
dislike something, the greatest thing you can do on your phone is to...
Thumbs down?
Throw your phone away from you.
Oh, as fast as possible.
Yeah. You have to
Yeah.
And then throw your phone away. And then your phone will know that you threw it, and then in turn know that you disliked the thing that was on the screen. I made that up. That's
okay.
not true.
I want to meet the people that see the AI of Ozzy holding Hulk Hogan.
There's a lot of the Hulk Hogan Ozzies.
And then like it. And it actually makes him feel good. Like, yeah, he is up in heaven holding Hulk Hogan just so I could look how stupid you are.
I mean, we don't even know the schematics of heaven. I don't even know if they're in the same parts. You know what I mean? Like if heaven is like a country, I mean, Hogan could be West Coast and Ozzy could be East Coast. I don't know how heaven works. I don't know the schematics.
Yeah.
I don't know how quickly Ozzy, when he dies, he can just materialize to heaven and then instantly start taking selfies with Hogan. I don't think it works like that.
Yeah, and then Hulk
And what if Hulk's doing something?
he's there hugging Ozzy, and then
I'm eating some manicotti, brother. Give me a second.
then he sees, that's the
New guy, brother.
that's the kid my son killed. I
better hide from him.
He's not dead.
That's
He's
a great
paralyzed.
joke. That's a great joke. That's a great joke. You know that joke would be better if the kid died.
Yeah. There's a lot of blizzards.
Oh my God. Do you think he's shocked?
What?
Do you think he's shocked? He likes the robes though.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some email.
It is so stupid though, and it's a zero too.
It's a zero to me.
And have you seen? There's a lot of fake AI videos popping up, and what I do have faith in humanity still. But it's easier to know they're fake is you go to the comments and everybody's like, this is fake, which is making it worse because it spreads the video more just by commenting on it.
Well, people are too stupid to know that. They're too stupid to figure out that an interaction is as much alike as anything else.
Yeah.
That's why I said if you don't like something, I guess you have to just turn your phone off and put your phone down. That way your phone knows you're not interacting with the thing that's on your device.
Yeah.
Because I guess there's a play here that even if my phone is just on and it's sitting on the back of the toilet and it's on staring at the sky, if it's on like
a video, whatever video's on, if it keeps, I mean, it's getting counted as like this guy loves it.
Really like it. No, I just left my phone on in the toilet. You want to do some emails?
Yeah, let's do some emails.
All right. If you'd like to send us an email, we would gladly love to have it, and we'll read it to you. Show@tomanddan.com is the email address. Let's go with this one right here. This is from our buddy Andrew.
Okay.
He says, hey, fun discussion on Monday's show with Ross about peanuts. Did you know they grow them in Florida, too? West of Gainesville in Williston. There are miles and miles of rolling hills and peanut farms. And then he sends a link. Maybe if you're up that way, you can buy them directly from a farm. I would love to be able to buy them. Also, I think it'd be cooler to say that my boiled peanuts are Florida boiled peanuts instead of...
Oh, yeah, that's good
because I
marketing,
ordered the Georgia runners from this farm in Georgia, but Florida, Florida born, Florida bred, FUBU, kind of a vibe, right? For us, by us. Can't use that.
China make peanuts?
Yeah,
because
they do.
I want the Chinese peanuts.
And they're so cheap.
Because they're going to be the cheapest.
Yeah. He says, maybe if you're up that way, you can get some. They also grow them in Clewiston by the southwest shore of Lake Okeechobee. Lots of gas station peanuts come from a can. Yeah, I know that. Good shows as always. The wife counseling sessions were great. Pretty intense and honest. You guys are braver than me. Well, thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We had some people that the vast majority of people liked the marriage counseling
with Colette
show that we did with Colette. Also, if you're looking for the first part of Tom and Crystal's, that is, you have to sign up to be a BDM.
Yeah, that's not a BDM show.
Yeah, we released that as a BDM show. That one's even longer than the one that Andrea and I did. The vast majority of people love that show, but then I did get some people that said that they couldn't listen to it because it got too real.
Okay, yeah, they wanted just us effing around. I don't know.
Say you sharded, Dan, so I can get to the job site.
Yeah.
Haven't you sharded or peed your pants?
Hasn't
Tom bumbled or fallen into a river anytime soon? We need some good old-fashioned, good, clean fun.
Yeah. I like a variety of things.
Me too.
But just to keep it more interesting. But I agree with the person that let's just, and we always do lean towards comedy at all times.
Well, even that show is comedy. It's I'm not going to let it go too long. Trust me.
Yeah. Anyway, back to peanuts.
Yes.
How are they grown? I've never seen a peanut field.
I think they're low growing.
And
they grow like vines.
And do the actual peanut pods? Is it like a green bean style? Is it a vine?
It is a vine, I believe. Yeah.
Like a grape. So like they have to have some sort of trellis or support for them to grow on.
I can never take you seriously as a man ever again. Trellis.
So, and then when they harvest them, do they use machinery or is it? Most
I think so,
crops are use machinery at this point. Like it's like when they're
underground. People are saying. Do you want me
to get underground?
You want me to get ChatGPT to
We'll just type in peanut plant. Because nothing. I don't think in person I've ever seen a plant and then like saw where you
Yeah,
could...
peanuts do grow underground. The peanut plant flowers above ground after pollination. The flower stalk, called the peg, bends downward. Then the peanut grows through the earth into the ground at the tip of that peg, and they're technically not nuts. They are legumes like beans, but they grow in the dirt.
So they grow
Interesting.
underground? Why have I done? I never knew that.
I don't think I did either, and I'm sitting there boiling. I've been boiling them for years. I don't think I ever knew that. I knew they didn't grow on trees. Look, we're not that. I don't want to take the L. I'm not taking the L on this
it
one.
grew like a grape or something.
I always thought
or
they
a
grew
green bean.
I always thought they grew flat, like, because I've seen the rows of them, but I didn't know they kind of dipped in to get into the ground. But it makes sense because when you look at them, they're dirty.
Okay, so they grow underground.
And apparently,
I don't know why I never knew that.
Apparently, Florida is a great spot to grow peanuts because they like the heat.
Okay.
Yeah, and we got good ground for it. So I'm gonna go on a peanut hunt. I got to go to Williston, Florida, I guess.
I want to grow a now. Can you?
You could do a little row of peanuts if you wanted to. But you need a lot of them, right? That's why they do fields and fields and fields of them.
So the peanut is the seed? I know I should know more about this because I like plants, but I don't know much about the actual, fruiting and vegetable plants. But
no, I mean, these are legumes.
How do you where
the peanut itself is the seed?
Okay, yeah,
that's what ChatGPT is saying. When you crack open a peanut shell and see the two little nuts inside, those are the seeds. If you plant a raw, unroasted peanut, sits in its shell, carefully removed, it can sprout into a whole new peanut plant.
Okay, so I could germinate them.
You can.
So
100% you can.
So once you germinate it, then all you need is the.
You want me to give you some of my raw peanuts?
Yeah, I'll try to germinate one. But now that I know they grow underground, that's a whole different ball game because now.
But this is part of our trick for our boiled peanuts. Now, keep in mind,
I can't use hydroponics.
No,
I need hydroponics.
We don't need much of your peanuts, but we do need some of your peanuts, and I'll tell you why. Back in the day, the rock band Kiss did a comic book where the legend was that they put a drop of their blood into the ink of the comic book. You've heard this stupid story a lot.
We did that with a little bit of pee-pee.
That's where you got the dumb idea. All we need is a few of your peanuts to go in my boil. Then we can say that they're homegrown at Tom's farm.
Yeah, one of these.
Hey, I'm not going to say, don't say, you're sharing too much. Hey, grown at Tom's, homegrown by Tom.
How about we just say that and I do nothing?
You know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Anybody vote? Let's take a vote. Quick vote. The motion passes.
Because I do like doing a little bit of work for a big lie. Just like, I don't even want to do that. Like, we're already lying. Let's just do all lie. I don't want to do any work. Let's do a voicemail.
All right. We got some good voicemails, too. And if you'd like to leave us a voicemail, tell people how they can do that, my friend.
Well, I don't know.
Okay. Back to me.
Go to the app and you can send us a message straight through our app, and you search Tom and Dan in your app store.
Or you can call if you don't have apps, or if you have a landline like an old man, you can call 1-844 TOM and
They screwed you up because I started looking.
Then I started looking too, and then I got to the ampersand, and I'm like, how do you say that, you moron? Yeah, it's 1-844-866-6326.
How many people, if you polled them outside, if you said, are peanuts grown underground or above ground, how many people would get it right? I think more than 50% would get it wrong.
You got to go more vague than that because that's a 50-50. You have to say, how are peanuts grown?
Yeah, I think
they won't get it.
I think 75% of people get it wrong.
I didn't know it was in the ground. I knew it was flat. I said they grow low, but I didn't know.
Yeah, they grow like a carrot or a potato. They literally grow underground. How do you know they're ready? We need to talk to a peanut farmer.
We do need a peanut farmer. I'm going to work on this because I love peanuts. My family loves them. Dude, I have 50 pounds of Georgia runners being shipped to my house right now. They're in the truck, making their way.
Now, I will say peanuts are the garbage nut.
They are. They're bad for you.
And yeah, they're not because from
you know why? Because they taste the best.
Yeah.
It's a junk food. It's the junk food legume.
So you're supposed to have a little bit of healthy fat in like your morning smoothie or whatever, but they say don't use peanut butter because it's the most unhealthy butter.
Do you know what Andrea does?
Use cashew or any other.
Do you know what Andrea
nuts?
does?
Yeah.
It's like a next level gross. Andrea squirts water into a little bowl, and then she puts like 2 spoons of that PB2, and then she like stirs it up with her finger. I'm not doing that. What am I, a
throw
goddamn
it in your
animal? I'm not doing that.
smoothie.
I'm not doing that. I either give me full fat or give me death. I'm not doing that. This one's on the topic of boiled peanuts.
Good morning, Tom and Dan. I'm just listening to your repeat of your show on Real Radio, and listen to you guys talk about peanuts. As somebody who really loves boiled peanuts, there used to be a guy named Dave that used to park underneath the highway over in Apopka, Dave's Boiled Peanuts, and he would call the accoutrement in there, and they were delicious. They were so good. I would drive there on a Saturday all the way from Altamont just to get them. Delicious boiled peanuts. But he is no longer there. So the new guy is, it's over Longwood Farmers Market. His name is Earl. He advertises on Facebook, Earl Slapping Peanuts, and they are delicious.
Earl Slapping Peanuts? Okay, I like the name.
He literally sells out every Saturday at that market because of how good they are. Absolutely delicious, good price, just amazing boiled peanuts. If you get a chance, Dan, I know you go to a lot of farmers markets, but I'm telling you right now, if you go to Earl, you're going to be very pleased with what he has to offer. Absolutely delicious. Other than that, have a great day, guys. I don't know if you'll check this, but...
no, we got you, buddy. We got you.
I figured it out. Delta 9...
Boiled peanuts.
Oh,
why did you say? I have to cut that out. I have to cut that out now. I'm so mad at you right now. Why did you say that?
We just we infuse it into the water.
Space
and
nuts.
then
Dude, they're space nuts.
And then
space nuts.
Yeah, we do space nuts.
Space nuts take you to the goddamn moon. It's goddamn too. We leave it's space nuts. Take it to the goddamn moon.
Yeah.
Boom.
And then there's like an astronaut, and he's holding an AK.
Yeah. American space nuts.
Yeah. It has to be. And then he's the American flag in the moon.
In the moon.
And then he's got an AR.
Yeah.
And
space AR.
Yeah,
it's white. It's
yeah.
white. Same thing. You just spray paint.
He lifts his visor up. Eyes are red.
That's how you know. Yeah.
All right.
Space nuts take you to the goddamn moon.
Yeah.
I like this. How am I going to infuse my peanuts with Delta 9?
We just put it in the water, and then it boils it in there. I don't know if
I don't know anything about the boiling of Delta 9.
You don't have to know nothing about Delta 9. It's just
ask ChatGPT. Can I infuse my peanuts with Delta?
If you just put some liquid Delta 9 in
Can you imagine if we had this when we were children? Remember when the anarchist cookbook was like a big deal, and all the friends, like I had a satanic friend at DeLand Middle School. My satanic friend Marvin, he had the anarchist cookbook, and we all kind of, he's like, everybody had that one satanic friend where you'd keep him arm's length, but he was cool. You liked him and everything, but he was always into the occult. He always carried little paintable figurines in his pocket, and he was like, you could tell he was just like,
a weirdo.
He's a weird. He's going to do bad stuff later in life. You just got to tell. But imagine having ChatGPT now. You just go to it, like, make me a bomb.
It'll tell you anything. It was funny because, like, the internet basically, there used to be, like, secrets, like, oh, you can't publish this book or you can't find this, there's information in there. And then the internet is like, oh, everything, all free information.
Okay.
There's no more hiding anything.
Okay, ChatGPT is just breaking it down. Hey, Dan, if you want Delta 9 infused boiled peanuts, and then it remembered my recipe, and it just listed my recipe, which I'm not going to say because I'm not giving you that for free. And then at the bottom it says, use Delta 9 THC oil or a tincture. Please make sure that it is already decarboxylated. That's all we need to do.
Well, I don't know what that means, ChatGPT, so I'm just pouring it in there.
All right.
I don't get it. Doesn't even matter.
And it's cottage food laws. Like, it doesn't matter because, cottage food laws, you're able to just do that in a consumer kitchen.
No,
It's no big deal. No big deal.
Yeah, well, I'm not getting the government involved. I'm not getting nothing. It's all about the marketing. The AR astronaut red eyes.
Oh, look at it! Look, we got like 15 more people that aren't in chat normally that just popped in here to give me a recipe. You potheads, you could help me with this.
Yeah. Well, we should make this, right?
I mean, THC infused boiled peanuts is not a bad. I've heard worse ideas.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like the fat in the peanut will activate the THC that your body is going to create when it ingests the Delta 9.
Yeah,
doesn't a little bit of fat typically make you
help it,
a little more high or
Yeah. No.
Anyway, all right, keep that under your hat.
If you are on THC and you have something fatty, I mean, you are to the moon for that.
Yeah. Take you to the goddamn moon.
Your liver starts just infusing it into your blood, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The whole chat room, everybody says it's a great idea. It's the first time you've ever said something that people are like, "That's a goddamn great idea."
It's been a good Tuesday.
Yeah, man. You're doing you got a lot of sleep last night. I could tell this morning.
No, it's random. It just spikes. It's like Alzheimer's.
Sometimes I have thoughts.
Yeah, sometimes you remember your family. You're like, oh, Pop-Pop's doing good today.
I remember the good times.
And then you're like, oh, he's back to normal. You can't do nothing.
Let's jump into this one right here. Now, I'm going to preface this one. You're having a good morning. I don't want this one to make you mad.
No.
This guy's trying to make you mad. This one made me laugh out loud. Hey, boys. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard Tom complain about not knowing what to ask guests. I have never heard you say that. And I'm being honest.
Well,
I
it depends
have
on
never
who
heard you
does
just sit. You're like, I don't know what to ask these people. We always come prepared.
Yeah, no, he's heard me complain about it. That is true. Because
Okay,
I'll
all
complain
right,
about
all
not
right.
knowing what to ask them, but I'll always ask them something.
He continues, especially comedians after the initial interview. I thought I'd offer some advice.
No.
Like them or not, Opie and Anthony at one time may have been as big as Howard. What made them trailblazers was that they wouldn't have comedians in and interview them. They wouldn't have comedians in and interview them, occasionally resulting in comics having to blow through their bits. They would just let them hang out. Most would eventually fall into place and open up to the others on the show. And the ones that didn't wouldn't be invited back. This is what we.
I'm so
This
mad.
is what we do.
Yeah,
I'm
so mad at this
And then he
person.
says this made it like a loose hang and like just turning it into a couple of friends talking on a podcast. Comics will settle in with you guys and stop worrying. Relax, he says, and he says, just thought I'd lay it out there for you. Just my 2 cents, trying to help.
Oh, God. I'm so mad at this person.
This
of
is what we
course
do.
Yeah, that's what we do. But also, there is a element of doing that too hard, and then the next thing you know, the guy's just sitting there uncomfortable because me and Daniel are doing a show and they're not involved.
That's happened before.
And so you can't do that either because then the person's like,
That happens. That's called nerd jock.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
and I are doing like cranking along, and we have some just guys sitting on the couch. I'm like, what is he here for?
Yeah, because this person has an interesting story or has some stories to tell, and I want to get it out of them. So I want to hang out, but also I want them to tell their stories. If me and Daniel are just doing the show, then there's this person sitting there for nothing, and it's making them uncomfortable. So there's got to be a hybrid between both of it. Also, Opie and Anthony are doing some a traditional radio show where there's segments and then you're just chugging along and you'll have them in for multiple segments and then they're bringing up topics and then they're having the comedian talk about it.
Yeah, you want to sit in for Whip 'em Out Wednesday? Hey, everybody, we're going to have Jim Norton sit in for Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
We're doing a longer form podcast, which is a more popular form of interview proven by...
I'm not going to defend myself. You know what?
I'm just trying to say...
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to defend... That's my new
we're
thing
doing
in
an
2025.
hour.
I'm going to stop defending
no breaks.
me being a good broadcaster and all these knuckleheads that email me and tell me what they do now.
I'm
over. I'm a 50-year-old man with a big-ass beard and long hair now. I don't care what you think, so you can shove it up your ass.
Me and Daniel put a lot of effort into making the interviews with comedians good. That's why I'm bitching about it. Because I'm bitching about the effort.
We want to do better. We always want to do better.
Well, but no, I want to do nothing. You see what I'm saying? I'm inherently lazy. I don't want to do a bunch of preparation for a comedian to come in and then make the interview good. I want to do nothing. I didn't want to show up to work.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I'm complaining about.
Yeah.
So I'm just joking.
It's a good complaint.
Anyway, but yes, of course, that's what you should do. And they just, you don't want to start asking them to do their bits. But there's also an element of me and Daniel could just do the show with them sitting there, and how awkward that is for them and us. So we can't do that either.
It's only awkward for me after the fact. I will do it though. Because it is comfortable for me.
Well,
because I'll just start talking to you, and I'll be like, okay, I'm good. I got Tom.
That's our emergency backup,
Yeah.
is we can always do that. And then we have done a version of that sometimes. But most of the time, the interviews, we're able to bring it back and pull them in.
I thought we had
it's good.
Sir, we appreciate your help, but I think we have a pretty good track record.
Yeah.
I don't think your help was warranted, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And listen, we do a lot of shows, so of course I like complaining because it's more fun than telling you about the actuality of, this is the effort we put in. this is and then it turns out a good product at the end. Nothing funny about that.
I agree. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree. Let's go with this one right here. Dan and Tom. I've been noticing a lot of couches being thrown to the side of the curb for July. My amateur guess is there's a summer sale on furniture or people aren't bringing the old couches as they move out. Do you wait to buy an item for a seasonal sale? I used to. My mom and dad, the way I grew up, when the only time that my family would purchase furniture is when there was an extreme sale. I can remember two defining purchasing moments in my life. I can remember when my mom had my dad drive to the Hooker furniture plant in Virginia to buy with a U-Haul their cherry dining room suit direct because they could save thousands that way, but he would just have to drive it.
Yeah.
It was a pain in the ass.
Instead of buying it from the furniture
And
store
having them
and the
deliver
upsell
it,
or
yeah.
whatever you're buying. Yep.
And then I can remember buying a sectional couch that my mom had waited to this particular famous. No. It may have been Burdines. Because you would buy furniture. If you're a Florida man, you would buy furniture. Your mom and dad would buy furniture at Burdines. So I can remember going, or Belk or something. I remember we went in and they found this it was a white speckle pattern. You know, like when speckle paint was popular? It was like speckle pattern white.
Okay.
Sectional. Huge sectional. Massive sectional.
That's the 80s.
Couch. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was a cool couch.
So this may not be
so expensive.
From what I've seen, it seems like the internet has taken away any advantage or a value for sales because it's so easy to market, and therefore all these sales by bigger corporations they're not really sales. They're just essentially, and people have said this to me before, they're just marking. The sale doesn't really exist. It's just all marketing. So that's
IKEA's. That's the IKEA sort of. That's the Ingvard model because that's why they don't really run sales because they're like, no, the price will always be good. Sales are.
It's all marketing.
It's
BS.
a manipulation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's not finding a good value anymore if you're buying it through the company. There is buying it secondhand and stuff because obviously the person is not working like a giant corporation.
Correct.
So they are giving you a value or giving you a huge discount. But with the company, they're just manipulating the price and like saying, oh, this much % off the original retail price. And it's like, well, that price was 6 months ago too. And then it ebbs and flows, but there's never really a huge discount that you actually get because it's so easy to advertise that the people find it instantly. Yeah. There used to be before the internet where companies would have a hard time like, hey, there is a sale, we can't get it out. Like only word of mouth will spread it.
It does seem like sales were more and it seemed like the extra value you would get with things mattered far more. Like the number of people, myself included, that now there'll be an incentive for something and I'll be like, I don't necessarily need that. You know what I mean? Like the incentives don't work. I can't remember my mom waiting, like marking on the calendar for these furniture sales or something as simple as like getting the flyer in the mail for her Clinique bonus would mean that she could go to the Clinique counter at Burdines and buy her makeup at this time of the year.
Yeah.
It was Clinique bonus time. And then she could like bring back her old makeup and then they'd give her they give her money off.
Yeah.
And it was like a thing that was like marked on the calendar. I remember as a young boy, like, oh, we're going to the mall because it's Clinique bonus. Because those incentives did matter.
But yeah, because that was all they had to market. Yeah, now it's all done.
It was a flyer, dude. It was a flyer in the mail.
Yeah.
She'd get a flyer in the mail. If you remember Clinique bonuses, I'd love to get an email. If your mom did that, you get a flyer in the mail. My mom scream if she got it. Oh, it's that time. We got it.
Yeah.
Going to get my makeup.
It's all different now. Anyway, let's take a break.
Yes.
We'll be right back with more corporate time.
All right.
And we'll just jump on Zoom and do this weird job.
Yeah. Good job, buddy. That's actually a really good idea. I'm gonna try and make some for myself.
Yeah.
Mix them up, give them to Maisie, just falls asleep.
I would love to sell Delta 9 because it's everywhere and
we can have our own brand of Delta 9.
No, 100%.
Shouldn't we have Delta 159? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. ACT Tuesday, and that's 1, right?
Yeah.
start this meeting. There we go. I'm trying to go through my brain right now and remember all of the catalogs that my mother would get. One that's bouncing in my brain right now, there was a catalog she would get called Chadwick's of Boston. And it was like preppy girl clothing.
Huh. Yeah,
I wonder if Chadwick's of Boston is still around.
The guy said he's in the Zoom.
Oh, he's in there? I don't see him in the chat room. Huh. Let me... Oh, there he is. I got him. Cool. Hey, man. What's up, man? How are you?
All right, how about you?
I am doing great. Do you want to use video or just audio? It's up to you.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay. I mean, we can use both. It works fine, but can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. You look better than most of the super celebrities we have call in. But that's always the case. The celebrities that we have are typically the worst phones and worst computers that we deal with, which is ironic considering a lot of them have tons of cash.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Well, I do have like a Rode recording mic as well.
Oh, really? I was going to say, it sounds really nice. Rodes are good.
Oh, no,
dude.
for this, I'm just using my...
Oh, I was going to say, no, you're good. It sounds great.
Okay, good.
What's going on, dude? Sorry, we ran a little late.
Oh,
that's fine. I just want to make sure I had the right meeting. Times at work, they'll set up 2 Zoom meetings, and I'm in one, and everybody else in the other. It's like, hey guys, where's everybody?
Yeah, no, we decided to do a segment before we did this, and then we just ran long, talking about selling the Delta 9 boiled peanuts. What's your morning like? When do you start?
Well, right now I'm working to shut down an Australian branch of our line, so I'm working mostly Australian hours. So I work work from about 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. and I have off Friday and Saturday because, of course, that's their Saturday and Sunday. But right now there's so little work to do. I'm waiting on some things, so I'm probably only doing 3 or 4 hours a week of work right now.
I like that.
Me too.
How do you fill up the rest of your time?
I've got a pretty extensive wood and metal shop and motorcycles, and I just finished replacing the engine in my little truck. And
Yeah. Well, I like that.
I always got plenty to do.
Sorry about that. All right. You guys ready? All
Yes.
right. I'm going to go back to where we can't see you, but you're still here, so just hold on, sir.
No worries.
And I'm going to put you down. And then, all right. Whenever.
Oh, I didn't ask him. Can we use his real name?
Do you want to use your real name? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just make sure. Good.
Everybody who knows me knows what I do for a living.
Okay. We did have one time. Well, I won't go into it, but we had one time.
we had one problem.
Freak out bad. He wouldn't. He lost his mind.
We should talk about that on the BDM show.
We can now. Okay. Would you like to start, Tom?
Yeah.
Here we go. And 3, 2.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. We'd love for you to come hang out with us. Wherever you get your podcast, search for Tom and Dan at Tom and Dan Live.
Mark your calendars the weekend before Thanksgiving weekend, November 22nd, November 23rd. That's a Bad Business Beer Fest and Sofa and Suds. I'm telling people early just so that they know that weekend is completely free. And it's a free giant beer fest with live music. And then the next day is the Sanford couch races.
Number one question is, are we still doing it? Yes, that's a resounding yes. It's fact, it's
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, well, these are the only events that Tom really likes to do because the other ones are a giant pain in the ass. And this one's the biggest pain in the ass, but it's our biggest events, and we like doing these. So.
Yeah, and it's already established, so it's easier. Paul and the Sanford crew helps us put everything together, but it is... Oh, yeah.
I heard a little. What do you got? What do you got in there?
I talking too much, and then I was flimmy.
All right.
I did get off diet sodas. I saw some memes saying, like, diet sodas increase your Alzheimer's by 250%. I'm like, what?
Well, if that's the case, I already have Alzheimer's then, because honestly,
and I'm like, what is this?
I drink 600 diet sodas a day.
And then there's some doctor on TikTok saying that, and I'm like, are you a real doctor?
Hey, they're not. Nobody that says anything about it. I had a guy this morning say
it's not that hard to become a doctor.
I had a guy say this morning that my full hip replacement, he's like, that's minor surgery all day long. I'm like, they broke my femur, you effing moron. It's like a minor surgery. I couldn't walk.
Yeah, that seems like a major surgery.
It is a major surgery. People don't know what they're saying out there, Tom. There's a bunch of stupid people out there. But today, our guest is not stupid. Our guest is not stupid. We do have a guest. We do have a guest. It's weird job time. I like to write. Well, you've kind of forced me into a prison of writing songs every Wednesday. So, without further ado, a brand new song that reflects my attitude towards cruising on the open seas. I'm in my country phase right now. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
You're big and fat and you're on a boat, slopping food and sucking drinks till you blow. The captain's dinner is at tonight. I've got a sunburn and my hey dudes are way too fucking tight. Cruising is for losers, losers just like me. I love my Bud Lights blazing hot. It's another day at sea. I got midnight pizza, diarrhea, and a pocket full of ecstasy. Cruising is for losers, and the loser here is me. Let's roll our balls off with these fat chicks, boys.
Let's roll our balls off with these fat chicks, boys. Come on.
Well, why would you do that to our guest for a weird job today? Scott's on the line. How you doing, Scott?
Oh, hold on. There you go, Scott. Sorry, buddy.
No,
Sorry, Scott.
Oh my God. I brought him to tears. He's still thinking about rolling with those fat chicks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, we gave you a little hint on what this weird job is. So, Scott, let's talk about your weird job. What do you do?
So my main job is I travel around the world and I install back-end computer systems on cruise ships, like the databases, backup storage, things like that.
That's a very, very, very important job. I would imagine that you are. Am I correct in assuming that you're? I mean, that's a safety thing, right?
Yeah, a lot of it, absolutely.
So now, why don't the cruise companies just do this themselves? For whatever reason, in my mind, I thought, like, all right, whoever built the ship does all the ship software, and
I've never thought about that.
But then I'm like, they use all third-party companies for everything else, for booking and all that. So might as well probably use third-party companies.
You want to
for
hear something crazy? There is a karate dojo scheduling software company in Orlando, based out of Orlando, and they're one of the biggest in the world. Like they have a tower building where they're like, all we do is software for karate dojos.
That's weird.
I'm not kidding. So yeah,
It's very granular.
Are you kind of in that? Like, do you work for a specific company that engineers like a specific type of software?
No. So in my case, I actually work for the corporation. I work for Carnival Corporation. But
Dig it.
We have 9 cruise lines, so I move around depending on where they need me. And you're right. I mean, it's a little hard to explain, but when we build a new ship, one of us, usually me, goes out to the ship and I'll set up the server room and all of the back end systems for most of the ship. And then there are a couple independent systems, like the fire system isn't remotely controlled. It's an independent system, so people can't, really hack into it.
Interesting.
But then all of that has to be replaced every 6 years. The computer systems don't last forever. So I schedule it out.
Just ask the FAA, right? Isn't that kind of
exactly.
what? Yeah, they're dealing with that now, where we're having to kind of gut all of that and start from scratch. So you guys try to get in front of that, I'm guessing.
I do. I base it off of what the maintenance contracts are for the servers and what the reasonable useful life is for them. and everything's redundant. So I'll have a maintenance contract. So I'll say, hey, if I've got a ship that's going to be in Paris today, I need you guys to meet me there with new hardware because I've got something failing, But after 6 years, you
Cool.
reach a point where even if it's under maintenance contracts, there's an ROI thing where you have more failures than it's worth dealing with. So
What I'm imagining is, and maybe I'm romanticizing this a touch, but it seems like your job is like you fly around or sail around fixing giant computers because the ship is just a giant computer, and that's your job.
yeah,
Sort
yeah,
of like
exactly.
that. That's
So-
cool.
Yeah, there's
man.
2 server rooms on each ship. So yeah, I go out and replace hardware in those, and then I work from home, so I maintain them from here,
Whoa.
updates and things like that. But I do a lot of flying around to
I bet.
actually do physical installs.
So let's talk about that. So you said every new boat they build, they put you on it during its maiden voyage.
Well, no, so I go out to it starting about 2 or 3 months, like for instance at Holland America, where I've done every system on every ship in Holland America.
Whoa.
So I'll fly out to Venice, Italy, where they're building the ship about 2 months before it sails. I will have fully set up the system on shore. I do that in Hamburg, Germany.
Whoa.
I'll set up the system once I've got it working, and I get every department to test their software because I don't, there's no way for me to keep track of 200 department software.
Sure.
So each department sets up their software, make sure it works with everything else, and then when it comes to about 2 months before the ship's finally got power and air conditioning and everything's almost ready, then we'll install it on the ship and make sure it lines up with the wiring and the power requirements and the network and all that good stuff. So I end up spending about 2 months in Italy for each ship that that's new.
Okay, and then
That's-
And then I usually take the maiden voyage as well, just to make sure nothing goes wrong.
That's
And
awesome.
because I want to.
Yeah,
So-
I would too, man. That's it. You have a
Yeah.
cool job. That's amazing.
so how many cruises have you been on?
I don't actually know. At one point I was keeping track, but after I got over around 300, I just kind of gave up.
300.
But yeah, I've been on significantly more than 300 cruises. I've been to all 7 continents. I've been to pretty much every major port you can think of in the world.
And those Holland boats are beautiful. I mean, like that.
Yeah. So I have done all of the Holland ships, all of the Seabourn ships, all of the P&O Australia ships.
Whoa.
About quarter to a third of the Carnival ships, and a couple of the Princess ships.
Can you explain, like,
Um,
maybe a little bit about the different? Like, is cruising the same in Europe, or is their approach to it different, or is it like? Because we all kind of know it from like the ripping, partying, Canaveral style, like from here. Yeah,
Well, but that depends on which cruise line you even go out of
Right,
from here.
right.
So the reason Carnival owns 9 cruise lines, and the reason other cruise lines own multiple cruise lines, is because you don't compete with yourself. You have cruise lines in different categories.
Mhm.
So there's a pretty massive difference between taking a Carnival cruise out of Miami and taking a Seabourn cruise out of Miami, for instance.
right.
So they're not only levels of luxury, but also different expectations. So a Han America cruise might be 70 days long. Well, whether you're trying to or not, it's going to be retired people. I mean, you don't have a lot of families with 2 kids that are going to take 71 days off work and can
Right.
afford a $30,000 cruise, So, so there's just cruises in every different category. And then there's cruises that, like, we do tons of cruises in Europe, from Carnival all the way up to Seabourn. And we own Cunard, which was where the original, when you think of the original ocean liners came from, and Cunard even owned the Titanic at one point.
That's crazy, man.
So we have cruise lines that may originate, like we own Costa. Well, those are all Italian and only go out of Italy. Yes, those are completely different. They're still party ships, but they only speak Italian on them. And
Gotcha.
they're, if anything, a lower level of luxury even than Carnival is.
Right,
So-
right.
So Scott,
Yeah, and so,
How do you
but
get
then
in?
if you get lines that are out of Europe specifically, like Viking river cruises, those are going to be very different than a cruise out of here.
How do you get into something like this? Like to back up a little bit, like were you always into technology and computers? Were you always into like doing that sort of thing and you just happened to land in the maritime aspects of it, or are you a boat guy?
Well, I'm a boat guy. I've had boats, but it's, being on a cruise ship's obviously a lot different than
Yeah.
having a sailboat. No, I did a lot of different things for a living over the years. owned a print shop. I built log cabins around the United States. I was the head of a building crew.
Wow.
I worked on farms when I was really young. I mean, I did lots of different things, graphic design. And at some point, when I was doing graphic design, there was this kind of transition from physically cutting and pasting out pieces of film to doing it on the computer. And so at that point, I got into, I didn't want to because I don't really, I don't love computers, but I got into working on computers. Well, about every 5 years, I used to take a break from real life and go work on a cruise ship. Just, it's nice. You get a time period where every day somebody makes your meals and cooks your breakfast and does your dishes and cleans your room every day and makes your bed. I mean, you really don't do anything outside of work. You don't have to think. You're not responsible for anything. It's kind of relaxing. And the last time I did it for Holland America, and I was going to leave, and they called me and said, "Look, could you come spend a few weeks in the office?" No one in the office has ever been on a cruise ship, that works in that section of IT. And they said they also don't understand there's very different challenges in IT on cruise ships than there are on shore. A lot of them based around the speed of satellite and things like that, but the difficulty of getting parts to them. And so they said, we really would like to have somebody in the office that already has your level of experience, but also is familiar with cruise ships. And so, yeah, that was 17 years ago.
Whoa.
And
So, Scott,
that's interesting.
When
man.
you go on these cruises, how much are you working and how much are you kind of there, like just have you
monitoring?
There so in case something happens, you spring into action, but if nothing happens, then you just enjoy this cruise and you're chilling like the rest of the guests.
Yeah, like if you're good at what you do.
Well, I'm pretty good at what I do. And in 18 years, I've never made a mistake.
Nice.
But which means I'm due for one anytime. But if I'm going
Oh,
to
I hope I see you on the news. and there's
people crapping in bags.
It's going down. It's like some sort of software problem. It's just punching holes in the ship.
Exactly.
And they're like, Scott.
It's the first ever destructive Wi-Fi we've ever seen. It's deteriorating the boat.
Yeah. He hasn't made a mistake in 18 years, he claimed, on local podcast.
It'd be the orb. It'd be us. It'd be our fault.
Tom and Dom.
Yeah, exactly.
Tom and Dom.
That's all right.
So generally, if I'm going out to a ship, it's because I'm replacing hardware or if it's a new ship, installing new hardware. There's two different times to do that. Most cruise lines replace all their hard drive or all their hardware in dry docks. So they pull the ship out of the water. They're replacing everything. That's when they repaint the ship. They do all the maintenance. They do upgrades. And so I don't like to do it that way. I've been to probably 30 dry docks, but they're miserable. And it's 10 times more work for me because they're constantly shutting off the power. They're kind of shutting off the air conditioning. They're shutting down network. And so, a job that should take me 20 hours takes me like 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
So what I'll usually do is I'll fly out to a ship that's on a cruise and I will start replacing hardware one at a time and use the redundancy. I'll fail it over to the next piece of hardware, replace this one, fail it back, and then replace the next one. And so if it's one where I can plan it out and I have complete control over it, I probably have 15 to 20 hours worth of work. And I'll usually get on a ship for 2 weeks. And I'm not doing 20 hours straight, obviously. I'm just spreading it out over, and I work at night just in case something does go wrong. But
where do they put you up? Do they put you down there with all the little guys I see smoking on the back when I'm sitting in my penthouse? I'm looking down. There's a bunch of guys in white jumpsuits smoking cigarettes,
and you feel kind of sad. You're like they're working to send money back to their families. That's a whole, it's like
I think one of them pointed at my margarita, except for me to throw it to him.
Anytime you're working to send money back to your family is never good.
It's never good.
And then you feel sad. You're like, I'm living the life of a king, and this person's sending money back to their family. Is this some sort of slavery situation?
Yeah, where do they put you up?
No, I always get a guest cabin.
Do you pretend to be a guest? Do you wear a flowery shirt and stuff? Or are you blending in or?
Yeah. No, I just wear regular clothes. So
cool.
I don't, I'm not working
awesome.
as an officer on the ship, so I don't have to wear a uniform.
Oh, that's cool.
Obviously I did when I was doing the contracts on the ships.
Gotcha.
Do the company have rules like you're not allowed to drink or you be sober the whole time? Like when's your off time, or you have to always be available?
So I've been on call 24/7 for the past 15 years. And then obviously if I'm on the ship replacing hardware, if anything goes wrong, they're going to call me in the middle of the night. I don't, I can't walk around stumbling drunk, because if somebody finds out I work for the cruise line, and a lot of the guests, I do talk to them about it. So I can't look bad for the cruise line, but in general, I have the same guest experience everybody else has. I can take shore excursions. Generally I get them for free.
I'll tell you right now, I'm a better editor after 4 Mick Ultras. You want me to? I'll crush it. It's got to be a micro dose of alcohol, though. It can't be a macro dose.
So let me explain the on-call job, and Scott, you could back me up on this. I've met some people and some friends of mine that have one time in their life had on-call jobs where, like, this goes like doctors, they're like, especially
which are relatively easy to be. We learned earlier.
OBGYNs and stuff like, you have to be on call for this amount of time, or like I know people that have worked even like retail jobs that are like this hours are on call, or a lot of times in the government or some sort of emergency service or doc. Anyway, the on call, and then they start out with, hey, I'm on call these next 2 days, so I can't drink, or I'll be at an event with them. I'm like, oh, why aren't you drinking? I'm on call.
Yeah.
Right? And that deteriorates over time.
It
You see what
does.
I'm saying? Because
eventually you just forward your calls to your cell phone. You're up at
not even that. It's
friendly confines, pounding beers.
Over weeks of never getting called, you just start slowly getting into like, 1 glass of wine, I'll be fine. I'm still can drive.
That's called the Texas flood. Too soon, but that's called the Texas flood.
And then you have one.
You got text about this?
1 glass of wine, and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
Then weeks and months go by, and then you're full on a hammer drunk one night.
You're at a loose woman's house. You don't even know where your clothes are.
And then I say to you, what happened to the on-call thing? And you're like, it doesn't matter.
Then disaster strikes.
Yeah. What happens, Scott?
Well, keep in mind, even the officers on the ship are allowed to drink. I mean, they're on call.
You know why? Because they're sailors, and sailors are tough.
But they're not allowed to be drunk, even when they're off work.
Well, then you just tell people you're not drunk. What are you? You're gonna
that's what I do when I'm driving, Scott.
My
of
wife's
course.
like, "Are you drunk?" I'm like, "Are you crazy?"
I'm 43 years old. I can have 6 drinks and be fine. Now, legally, as a
but everybody's definition of fine is different.
Well, no, that's the thing. On the ships, they do regular random drug and alcohol testing, and if there's any event that happens, like even if they spill, I saw these guys. They spilled 3 drops of oil in the ocean. And they immediately did blood test on all of them.
I got you.
So you splash it around.
Every person has an emergency position. So even if you're off work, if the ship's going down, you may still have to drive a lifeboat, or
Oh, I forgot. You can't just every man for himself, then. That's when you blend in with the flower and shirt and the Tom and Dan straw hat.
So, Scott,
exactly.
Let's talk Wi-Fi, pre and post cruising Wi-Fi, because Daniel and I have had the experience, and maybe not a lot of people have. We've cruised when there was no cell phones.
It's like Dave Chappelle putting your phone in a bag.
Yeah, we've cruised before smartphones, at least. I think there were cell phones, but there were flip phones. And then before you can get Wi-Fi on ships or any entertainment like that.
Yeah.
And then now we've cruised after Wi-Fi.
You just have to sit in your cabin and wait for the movies with boobs to pop up.
So there's a couple advantages of Wi-Fi, right? You don't have to send your kids to the cruise kid entertainment anymore. You just put them in the room and get them on Roblox.
But I'm not sure that's helping them. But I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's more convenient for us.
The last Tom and Dan cruise I went, like, you go by the kids areas, it's a ghost town.
Yeah.
All the kids, including mine, are in the cabin just playing Roblox or whatever the hell.
They're all
watching
isolated
YouTube.
in their own little digital world. It's great.
Yeah, they're in their own digital world, which allows the adults to party and just put your kids in the room, and that's great.
It's never been easier to ignore your kids.
Second thing, porn now. You got Wi-Fi porn, which we're all looking at in our rooms, and instead of having to rent these weirdo videos on the TV, which they still have, by the way, it's awkward. And
they're softcore, too. I rented one.
So those 2 things are great. The bad thing is, it used to be, and there was a small time where we had smartphones but no Wi-Fi on cruise ships because it was few and far between.
So you'd have a time bomb in your pocket.
Where once you got out to sea...
you better turn that thing on. You better have that thing on airplane mode.
But it was also, it was free. It was the time where the world cut you off from from having your cell phone, and you felt free. And it was like, oh, no one can call me. I have no access to the outside world. I get no emails. I am cut off.
Yeah.
And you were forced to be, which felt good, and which people pay for now. Like, they pay to have people put their cell phones in bags. You know what I'm saying? But there was a time where it was just like, hey, there's no Wi-Fi in this cruise ships, and there's no cellular service, so you are cut off from the world. And it felt good, and it was healthy. And it was cool being cut off. And now,
Riki says, I think most cruise ships Wi-Fi blocks adult sites. Incorrect.
No,
sir.
no, it does not.
Incorrect. You do not. Then you've never been cruising.
Yeah.
And look into my eyes. Look into my eyes.
Daniel
look into
knows.
my eyes.
I'll die on Daniel's word on this.
I'll die on it too.
Anyway, long story short, Scott, my long-winded question is, Wi-Fi and keeping that up and running now seems like the guest's number one concern, because I remember when my Wi-Fi went out in the last Tom and Dan cruise, I was like, what the hell? This stinks.
Well, it's expensive too. Yeah, you do pay a premium if you want the good Wi-Fi, and I always get the good one.
And it seems like that's made your job harder, because that's a number one concern.
It is. I mean, luckily, that's more the network guys have to deal with it, but it's the first question every single person ever asks me. If I'm on a ship, I'm sitting on the back deck smoking a cigar, the guests find out that I work for the ship, and I'm in IT. The very first thing is always that. Well, the problem is...
Are you saying on the average show of questions?
That's the greatest thing. Hold on, I get the camera on me.
Me and a bunch of cruise slobs think of the same thing. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but you don't have the cojones. You do, but you don't. Like, you're not going to bother this guy when he's smoking a cigar. If he said, I'm in IT, you're not going to go, well, excuse me, can you boost my Wi-Fi?
Yeah, that's everybody's question. So, until Starlink, the problem is there were only a very small number of satellite relays IT stations, and they were all right over the equator. So you've got to bounce off of the satellite and down to a station somewhere on Earth. It browses the internet for you, sends the signal back to the satellite, back to you. Well, since they're right on the equator and they're geosynchronous, they're very far away, and the speed isn't so much a concern as what they call latency. So you might get an ultra fast thing coming to you. And so on streaming video, it's great. If you've got something that has to go back and forth, it takes so long. If you picture throwing a ball and bouncing it off of a wall, the farther the ball gets away, the longer it takes to get that ball back. So, and then of course, there were so few of them and they were all full. So the satellite companies could charge whatever they wanted. So when you think how expensive it is to get internet on the ship, they're selling you that you're just partially subsidizing their costs. They're selling it at a loss. I mean, the cost of getting internet on a ship is so astronomically high, and the speed is so low. The cost is actually there to keep fewer people on it.
Interesting. And I've always wondered how you guys balance the amount of devices and device IDs that are searching for the internet at one time.
Everybody on the cruise ship,
right? It's got to be like, and I think about this at festivals too, but my first one is cruise ships, because everybody wants to talk to their grandma and text this, that, and the other thing.
Or just scroll reels.
So how do you...
on vacation, which is sad.
Which is sad.
You're sitting in your room scrolling reels. You're in a cruise ship.
I know. Go see a show.
In the Bahamas.
Go see a show, you know?
I like sitting in Aruba scrolling reels and just outside your window, you draw the curtains. You're like, I don't even want to look outside.
So I do always tell people that. My friends go on cruise, I'm like, don't use your phone. This is your opportunity to not use your phone. If you're going on a cruise and you're spending all your time on your phone, you've wasted the money on your cruise. I mean, you know.
Well, I'm addicted to it. You can tell a heroin addict not to use heroin, but it can't stop, Scott.
Right. Yeah, I know. So about when I first started 17 years ago, the bandwidth was astronomically low. So essentially, you've got 2,000 people on a ship that are trying to share a connection that's about the speed of a modem from 30 years ago. You know, I mean, websites weren't as big and streaming video wasn't nearly as high bandwidth as it is now, but, and very few people had devices, as you were talking about. So now, 17 years later, every person on the ship has usually multiple devices, you know, a tablet and a phone, and a number of IDs doesn't matter. So it's really the bandwidth that they're using it. I don't care if you have 70 devices on the network. If you're only browsing video on one, then you're only taking up that much bandwidth. But we set the prices to limit the number of people on at any given time. And I've proved it to employees, because the employees the same question. You know, the crew members come up to me and it's like, why can't we get free internet? This isn't fair. I'm like, I'm 100% with you. It's not fair. So when we're in dry docks, I usually will do a test and show them. for 1 hour, all internet's free. And it takes about 45 seconds before the internet's completely unusable. It might take you an hour to sign in and get an email. And it's, we are sharing, even our fastest ships, their connection is slower than what I have here at my house. So here you've got a ship with, on a Call in America ship, say 2,500 people and 1,000 crews. You got 3,500 people going through an internet connection that's a quarter of the speed that I've got here at my house. Obviously, it's going to be slow. So we try to limit the number of people on at any given time. And we do that a lot by pricing.
Well, make it faster, Scott. What the
hell's going on, Scott?
Get it out there.
Yeah.
Tell Musk to get those satellites up there and give me internet fast anywhere in the world.
Well, and making it fast is really easy. All it does is cost a ton. So if you wanted to pay, say, $500 a day for internet, you could get extremely high-speed internet on the ship. But
I want fast and free.
well, and we are headed
Fast and free.
So,
that's our new show.
The whole advent of Starlink, I mean, like on my seaborne ships are small. People pay a lot to get on them, and all the people with the upper level rooms do have free unlimited high-speed internet, and we're able to provide that a lot easier on a ship that has 400 passengers than we are on a ship that has 6,000. But also the latency is very low on Starlink satellites because they're very close to the Earth and they're not geosynchronous. So at any given time, you're very close to a satellite. On the geosynchronous satellites, when you're up in northern Alaska and Antarctica, there is no internet. You're literally around the curve of the Earth and you can't even see the satellite. So Starlink is making literally a quantum leap in being able to provide internet. It doesn't cover everywhere. Some of my Australian ships can't do Starlink, but we have converted, I would say 95% of our ships. We have like 100 and I don't know what it is right now, probably 110 ships. We've converted almost all of them to Starlink, and it has dramatically dropped the cost and increased the speed.
Huh. So Scott, I'm curious. You've been on 300 plus cruises. You've lost count. You've been to every continent in the world.
That's badass.
You've been to every port in the world. What's your top three that you would like that you've done? You're like, hey, this is cool because most of us have the experience of cruising. Obviously, we're going to the Bahamas if we live in Florida or Cancun or an island.
We know what it's like. We've done it.
And it's all kind of the standard. You go into port.
I will say, if you've never done it, I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. But you go into the NASA port, and there's a bunch of people selling their wares and their do you want
to know a fun
stuff
fact?
made in China that says NASA on it?
Do you know that I have a photo of me holding an iguana? I have 18 different photos of me holding an iguana.
yeah, a lot of that. And then, there's the more
pose with the Junkanoo man.
Higher up, obviously, European cruises and canal cruises and stuff. But what's your opinion on that? Best cruise?
So by far, I think my best cruise, I did a seaborne cruise to Antarctica. I spent 3 weeks in Antarctica and went to research stations and walked around with penguins. And we spent 3 days, I think, just going around the icebergs to take pictures of them and stuff. And that cruise was really spectacular.
Was there a penguin standing on port like holding iguana?
What do you pose with?
I want the trash.
In Italy, I want to pose with a pizza.
Is there a giant beach chair that I can sit on?
Yeah, I want
Carlos and Charlie.
I want a jumbo beach chair, and then I want a little Mexican man pouring tequila into my wife's mouth.
Yeah. That could probably be arranged, but it would be expensive.
But in Antarctica.
There's no ports. That's what I mean, in Antarctica.
Yeah.
There's no ports in Antarctica. So most cruise lines just kind of go close and give you binoculars. With Seabourn, we have a bunch of Zodiacs on the back of the ship and a crane. So they lowered all the Zodiacs in the water. You get on the Zodiacs, you go zipping around the icebergs, and then you beach it right on shore and go up and walk around with the penguins. We went to research stations.
That's cool.
But, there's no dock big enough to pull a cruise ship up to.
Yeah.
That's what makes it
awesome.
cool. Zodiac, you had me with Zodiac. That's all I needed to hear. That's awesome.
I had a penguin jump in the Zodiac with us.
What?
That's
really what Tom was talking about. That's exactly what Tom was talking about, and he asked you that. And
he's got tequila. He's pouring it on my wife's tees.
Yeah. No, I have a video that he just jumps in the Zodiac, hangs out for a minute. I think he's probably trying to get away from a seal.
Sure.
And then hops back out. But they're very curious. They'll follow you around.
So
You're not allowed to touch
Yeah,
them.
okay.
So
now
I've
you got
videos of me
you
just
look. You
walking
got
backwards trying to avoid touching them.
me. You got me on that one because
So-
that sounds like bucket list, once of a lifetime type.
It's epic.
Is
Yeah.
it $1,200 free drinks, free Wi-Fi? That's what I want, Scott.
Actually, on a Seabourn cruise, they're all inclusive. So, unlimited liquor. And when I go to have a cigar on the back deck on a Seabourn cruise, I stop at a bar and get a double Lafroig, and they take a rocks glass and fill it level with the top where I can't pick it up without spilling it. And I have to sip it to pick it up off the table.
Oh, okay, I see what
And
you're
then I
saying.
what does
stop
that
at the coffee
cost?
bar.
That's that top tier cruise.
What does that cost,
Yeah.
Scott?
I stop at the coffee bar and get an Irish coffee, and then I go out to the cigar area where they have this big cigar ashtrays and stuff. And I've got about 8 ounces of Lafroig and an Irish coffee, and that's what I have at night. While the sun's
That's
setting.
nice. Yeah, that's
2
a
o'clock
nice.
in the morning.
That's a
yeah,
good
yeah.
way
So
to
the cost
cap
the cost
off.
on Seabourn cruises, just to give you an idea, the first Seabourn cruise I took was a Holy Land cruise. So I did Jerusalem and Jordan, and
Cool.
that one I think was 12 days long, and I had the crummiest cabin on the ship because obviously they're putting them on for free, so they're not
Sure.
giving me the high-end cabins. And my cabin had a balcony, a full suite with a separate bedroom, separate living room, multiple big screens TVs, a dry bar, a closet that they call a changing closet. It's way bigger than a walk-in closet where you go in and change clothes. They have racks for your shoes and everything, and a marble bathroom with a separate bathtub, separate shower, 2 sinks, a makeup table. And so that was the crummiest room on the entire ship. And that one was about $14,000 for 2 people for 14 days or 12 days. So you usually figure roughly, it depends. And they go all sorts of pretty wild
Here's what
places.
I'll say.
That's not that. That's
If
okay.
I, if I had it, I would do it.
That's not. It sounds shocking at first, but then you're like 12 days, unlimited food and alcohol.
Well, yeah, you're just being taken
Right.
care of.
Have you gone to Disney World? You'll spend $10,000 at Disney World on
Well,
garbage.
You're also not being pampered.
Yeah.
Like this is like I would imagine that this is a nicer. This is like the top tier. Like there's an element of what do you call that? Like
luxury.
luxury to it. Yeah.
And then
It's pretty. The Seabourn ships are spectacular. I mean, I could tell you crazy stories about the stuff that goes on just to make passengers feel like they're having an epic cruise.
I love it.
But you also keep in mind there's no tipping. You're not allowed to tip. So, you go on a lot of cruises. It's like on Holland America, I think it's $10 to $13 a day per person.
gratuity.
Or the kind of
Right.
a minimum tipping. Where on a Seabourn cruise, the main dining room is like better than the high-end dining rooms on most cruise ships.
Yeah.
The high-end dining room is a Thomas Keller restaurant that's like a $500 person meal, and it's free. It's included with the
Right.
cruise.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So everything
at
is
the
bespoke
end,
and
the total
cool.
cost is not as high as it seems like it would be.
You're right. No,
I'm in.
And that's why they could do it, because you put everybody on a cruise. It's easier to manage and keep costs low. Honestly, that's why we do Tom and Dan Cruise. There's no other way to go on an experience with our listeners with that low of a cost.
And
Like,
keep the cost reasonable. Yeah.
like
it's true.
It's
It's the most reasonable vacation for like almost every family that ever, we have somebody in the chat room that's never
Yeah, of
been
course.
asking like, oh, do you have any advice for a first time cruiser? Or any place to start?
now what
a
about
lot of them
ports?
are really good.
Because, when I went on an Alaskan cruise, it was a cool experience, and it seemed really efficient to see a bunch of places in Alaska, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to traveling around by car myself or whatever other form. And so me and my wife have talked about, the Alaskan cruise is valuable in seeing Alaska efficiently, because usually,
in a nice way.
You're not going to go to destinations in a cruise ship from Florida, because it's kind of like if you really want to see the Bahamas, fly there and see the Bahamas. Don't go on a cruise if that's your point. Usually that's not people's
I get what you're saying.
point. So are there any really cool, besides Antarctica, other destinations that you would recommend?
So my favorite country to visit, and it's a good one to cruise on because it's small enough that on a 14-day cruise you can literally go around the entire country, is New Zealand. I'm a big fan of that one. I'm a huge fan of Alaska cruises. I've taken more than 50. I think it's one of the biggest things for the buck.
You should have started with more than 50 Alaskan cruises, because to people that have been on cruises, and I've probably been on, 20 some, and my wife's probably been on 50 some. I've never been on an Alaska cruise. To me, you Alaskan cruisers, Tom is one. You're a 50-timer. Like, I feel like that's the big dog.
They are cool.
So, and the cool thing about Alaska is it's an amazing bang for the buck. Like, Alaska cruises is cheaper than Caribbean cruises. And I always tell people, don't get on a cruise necessarily to experience a destination, but it's a great way to go back and go, hey, I'm going to go to these 20 places and figure out if there's any I say, hey, I would love to come back here and stay for a bit. And I've stayed in Alaska too. I've gone up and, spent a couple of weeks staying actually in different places in Alaska. But yeah, I mean, so when you're going around New Zealand, you only have a few hours in a port each day, but you go, hey, this one city, I want to go back to Wellington, New Zealand for a week, or I want to go to Juneau, Alaska for a few days and Ketchikan for a few days.
Yeah, you're testing. You're testing the locations. It's a good way to broadly see an area, not really dive in so much. But then, it's the value is like get an idea of what it's about.
It's like when you get a White Claw multi-pack and you can try all the flavors.
Yeah.
It's exactly
like that.
that.
And very inexpensive. Like if you were to fly to New Zealand and go to 12 different cities, it would cost you a fortune. Where you can take a cruise around it relatively cheaply, and you're not having to pay for lodging and food and transportation and all this stuff. You're getting off in port each day and saying, okay, I'm going to try one or two things, a shore excursion, or go to a specific beach and go, okay, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah, Scott, but then really I wander in the casino and I'm blacked out.
Well,
and
then I never make it out. She's looking for me. She can find me.
My wife's been bitching at me, and I'm stuck in a small room with her, so I'm sitting at the blackjack table.
Then I want drugs, and I wandered an alley.
And then next thing you know, I've dropped $800 at the blackjack table, and I'm like, oh, my God, if this old lady figures this out, I'm going to be screwed. And you're like, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll win it back. Anyway,
exactly.
That's how they.
And that was all blackout. He was blacked out saying that.
Yeah, exactly.
Scott, thank you so much for your time, man. We appreciate it. Now we got to do the big question. I mean, like you can do the chat room seems to think, and they started off saying this when you were talking about all your cruising, that they think you do very well for yourself.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna guess real quick, Scott, because of the advantage of these cruises. Because how awesome is that? Scott has done so many cruises. He's been to every continent. He's had all these experiences, and they paid for it.
Right.
So that's based into the compensation of his job, which
You're not sending your money home to your family, are you? I gotta ask that. It's the first question on the questionnaire. It's like, do you have AIDS when you go to get
By the
blood?
way, I've done the math, and I don't think Scott has a family. I don't think this is a job you could do with a family.
What a horrible
I am married.
Okay.
I used to travel 6 to 10 months a year, and now I only travel a couple of weeks a year.
Oh,
although
okay.
I did have to go to Australia for 2 months this year because I'm shutting down this company. But I travel a lot less now than I used to.
So how does your wife handle it? 2 months of, I guess, lot. You know what? If you're married a long time, it sounds like a good deal.
I can't wait.
Well, so we haven't.
For both parties.
New Zealand, here I come.
Yeah. Then you get back, it's new again. You're like, oh.
Hey, tight.
Yeah, we've only been married for 4 years, but she worked. I met her on a cruise ship that I was installing some equipment on. So she's very familiar with the concept. She doesn't like if I go away a long time, but this is the only time since we've been married that I had to go away for significant time.
Scott, to me in steakhouse. I do not like when he has to go. I mean, I was making your wife Russian.
Well, she's actually Romanian.
Hey, yeah, on the board.
I guess right, you guess
I'm on the board. Oh, my God, the Eastern Bloc ladies are so hot, Scott. Scott did it right. Scott did it right. So I love it when they come in. They're like, "Is something wrong with your steak?" And I'm like, "Yes, it is."
You're tougher than me.
You need to cut it for me, please.
Stomp it.
Yeah. So, but I did 2 years ago. I was able to take her with me for 2 months to Australia. That trip could have been broken up into multiple pieces, but the flight is so long. I said, you know what? If you can go with me, we'll just stay there the whole time, and the company doesn't care whether they pay for a hotel for an extra week or two or fly me back and forth because the cost. It's actually cheaper for me to stay there. So
you might have the best one we've had. Like, look, you just keep adding more and more clay to this being an awesome job.
Like, but do you ever get tired of cruising, Scott? I'm trying to find the bad part of this.
Okay,
you ever oh God, because there's all the good locations. There's some bad ones.
Well,
like
he provided a wife for him, and he met the love of his life. He's been doing it for, 15 years, you said. I think you do very well for yourself.
Like you have to go to Cancun. No offense to Cancun, but it's not good. This is not.
Well, I mean there's a lot of places I've been over and over. And so there's a lot of things, too. Like, if I go to Cancun, I'm probably not going where you are. because if I've been there a bunch of times, I've either found something I really like or just don't get off the ship that day. It's like,
Well, where do we go in Cancun? Tell us where to go.
Yeah. I've been
Well,
going
I
to
mean, like,
Senior Frogs.
Okay, last time, this is a true story, Scott, and we get in with this because I know we got to get you out of here. Last time Tom and I were in Senior Frogs, Senior Frogs came up to us and told us to tone it down because they're a family restaurant now. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, hold on a second, because that's not my Senior Frogs, because the Senior Frogs I was in is boobies out, everybody's crazy, whistles blowing, the tequila in the mouth.
I was like, does Mr. Frog know about this? Because he would not approve.
Let me speak to Frog.
Anyway, sorry.
I was actually on a cruise that was during spring break, college spring break, and I was doing some work on a ship. And when we left one port, we were still 800 people short, and they were all still Senior Frogs.
800. I love that.
So before we go, Scott, give us I don't even know.
A roundabout.
Roundabout. Someone in your position. What are they pulling in? And these awesome benefits.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it matters if anybody knows what I make. I make.
You can do it better than. You can do like a little more than this, or like we don't want to make you that uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I make more than 120, and I get 5 weeks of vacation a year, and obviously matching 401k.
You're making people sad.
You're making people want to learn computers.
Yeah, you really are. It's too late. It's
if you
too
want to learn
late.
computers right now, do AI. They're hiring AI guys for $250,000.
No, but you're already in it. They're not going to hire the schlub driving right now. Listen to this. He's done for.
I can't even do nothing.
That guy's good
no
as
chance.
You're good as dead. Good as dead.
I'm dead already.
Yeah. Why do you think I'm trying? I'm trying. I'm hanging on by the skin of my teeth.
You're far away. I'm dead. I'm one bullet. That's all I got.
When you hear the robots stomping, when you hear the marching of the robots coming, one bullet right through the skull.
That's right.
Well, Scott, you have an awesome job.
You might be the winner. We should keep a tote board like Top Gear did.
Yeah.
Because I think cruise ship IT back in repair guy is what I'm calling you.
What's the worst part?
I think it's the best job.
What's the worst part about your job? Because you said all
Dry docks.
pretty good.
Dry docks are nightmares.
Yeah, that's what back
when you
in
go to
my
a dry
college
dock-
days, dry docks were bad.
Yeah.
news.
Is that something to do with a hooker? I don't know what you explain.
Yeah,
When it's not
Yes,
lubed up. It's
every
dry
couple
from the
years
drug
we have
use.
Every couple of years, we take the ship out of the water and do maintenance to it. And so when I have to go to a dry dock, and a lot of time I'm there just to babysit to make sure nobody screws up the system or shuts off the air conditioning while it's running, and stupid things like that. The dry dock will be in I was in a dry dock in Singapore earlier this year, and you're in an area where it's 110 degrees out, and you're in a giant black metal box sitting in a bigger black metal box. So it's 110, 120
You know
degrees
what I
on the
do?
ship.
You know
And
what
they
I
have the
do?
air conditioning shut off. The food is really, really, really bad. They're jackhammering all night. You can't sleep. It's not a good time.
Jackhammering on it. You know what you got to do?
They
You got to
are.
pack up, and I believe you. You got to just pack up, and you got to go one thing on your mind. Razor blade show. Dry dock in Singapore. I'm heading straight to the red light district,
yeah.
and I'm one razor blade show, please, and add a side of ping pong show, please.
There's actually in Singapore. There's a cigar speakeasy. Cigars are
I
illegal
bet
to
there
smoke
is.
inside there.
I
And
bet
so
there
I've
is.
been to. That's where I end up going there a lot just to get in the air conditioning.
I know what you do with cigars.
Yeah, I know
Bill
what you do
Clinton
there. Yeah, give me a razor blade, a ping pong, and a Clinton.
Yeah.
We got to get him out of here.
All right, Scott,
We
thank
love
you so
buddy.
much for doing a weird job with us. And thank you for telling us so much stuff.
Yeah, that was great, man. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right, see you,
Take
Scott.
care, man. See you.
All right,
Oh, I
that's a
feel
good-
bad.
That's a good job.
Yeah, that's a great job.
Man, that yeah. Although you probably
Still thinking about that razor blade show?
where does it go?
No one knows. That's what makes it so impressive. I bet Coach Kimlock can figure it out.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
That was fucking dumb. What a great job. Are we at lunch? Yeah, we're at lunch. All right. Bye, guys. Have a great thanks for hanging out with us today. That was super funny. He was absolutely fantastic. What a great I didn't think you guys heard that. He was great. Have a wonderful lunch, and we will see you guys after lunch. We have Joy after lunch, right? Jay? I read your handwriting wrong. Joy. We have Joy